Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, the 25th, 6:14 a.m. Just finished with a wonderful breakfast of a couple of eggs, 8 ounces of chicken, some green beans, half a cup of oatmeal, and a banana. So delicious. Today is a rest day. Resting is something that I typically have trouble doing. I've talked about my addiction before on here. Today's video is going to be another kind of a long one. I'm going to give you a little bit more, another couple of layers of the onion, if you will. But so I've been sharing my fitness journey, everything that I do, and man, I've been struggling the last couple days specifically. I typically do something every day. If I'm not running, I'm resistance training. Resistance train Monday through Saturday. Take Sunday off, and then I run 6 days a week, and my rest day is kind of interchangeable. There are a few days that I try to keep the same. The long runs on Saturday, I like to run after that to get myself loosened up. Generally have Tuesday like hill repeats, and then I'll do like a medium run on Thursday. So that day off of running has usually fallen like on a Wednesday, like today, or even a Friday. Honestly, it's just been whenever I felt like I was too exhausted to get up and do it. And that's exactly how I felt this morning. And so I decided that today was going to be a rest day from everything. I was talking to another friend of mine in recovery last night, and I was telling him, and he does fitness, and he's made a lot of changes in his life. And anyway, I respect his opinion, not just on fitness but recovery as well, because this all has to do with recovery also. My obsessiveness is the way that my disease manifests itself today. I can turn anything into meth. That was my drug of choice. But I did anything. It didn't matter. Anything that made me feel not like me. Anything that made me not feel my feelings. I've experienced a lot of loss, and between the loss of my father, and of course, I always wanted to be a father myself, and then once I finally was, I managed to screw that up, and and my ex-wife left me with the kids, and then I was left to be a part-time dad, but not just that, a part-time dad and an addict. So anyway, that's a whole nother story. We'll do another video about that another day. This is about me and my disease today. So I just told you a little bit about my routine, and that sounds like a lot. And it can be if it's not managed, and I struggle with managing. I am training for a half marathon in November. I am kind of on this running journey, which is new. I've been doing a lot more miles this week too. So I've been running for at least an hour a day, sometimes more on the long run day. Just, anywhere between like 54 minutes, somewhere in there. That's about what it takes me to, on an easy run, get through 5 miles. So that's just kind of progressing on its own naturally, the running schedule. My coach has helped me out with that. But where I get obsessive is my weight training also. So my running is kind of fixed. I'm on a plan for that. That's kind of my focus right now. But what I end up doing is what started out as I was going to do 6-day push pull, and it was just going to be real light. nothing major. And that slowly grew. So what I started out doing, just a couple of exercises each muscle group, turned into, and now I'm doing 5 or 6 exercises a muscle group. And what was just like 20 minutes in the gym and before I ran is now turned into more like 40 minutes in the gym. And that makes a big difference in my life and my schedule. And I don't rest, and I don't get enough sleep. So, I'm usually running on 6.5, 7 hours of sleep, 7 if I'm lucky, if I could stay off my phone before bed. And it's like a snowball rolling down a hill. And that's my disease. Like, because my disease, the disease of addiction, doesn't have drugs and alcohol to fuel it anymore, it looks for other ways to manifest itself. And the low-hanging fruit in my life for my disease is my exercise, because it's disguised as something awesome for you, disguised as something good, which it is. It is those things. It's so, being healthy is so good for you. It's good for your longevity. It's good for me in my recovery. It's all part of it. Mind, body, and spirit. I told myself that a long time ago when I started this fitness journey. I can't have one piece of the puzzle. I have to have all 3 of them to make the complete picture. But I have to be able to manage it. And that is the difficult part for me, because I always just want more, more, more. Like I said, I could turn anything into meth. So that more, 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 which used to be another hit, another line, another drink, another toke. Now that more, more, more is one more set, one more 10 more minutes, one more mile, one more. And so it's that obsessiveness and compulsion that still exists in my life. And I have to be able to recognize that. I have to be able to look at my life and say, like our step 1 says, I'm powerless against this disease, and it makes my life unmanageable. And my fitness right now, the schedule that I have, is making my life unmanageable. I'm tired all the time, and which, that sounds like a cop out, but I mean, I'm talking like super tired. Like, I'm ready to go to bed at like 5 o'clock in the evening. I can lose my temper. I try really hard not to, but I can also lose my calmness, my kindness, my compassion for other people, particularly my family, because they're the ones that see me the most, and I don't want to be that guy, because that's just the same guy that I was when I was high. And so I start to notice all these things, and I go, you know what? I'm thinking about my friend that I was talking to last night, and he said something that stuck with me this morning. He said, you don't have to do it all. Laugh out loud. And I immediately was like, gosh, he's right. This is just my disease manifesting itself. So I guess that's a long way of me saying that I'm going to be making some schedule changes, routine changes. I don't know that there's going to be any routine changes with the running. I kind of want to keep the running where it's at. I have a goal for that, and that's my main focus. So I'm definitely going to do trim my weight training down to 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And I might just go to 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know yet. I got to think about that and think about my goals for resistance training, see what that looks like. Because it's, this thing between my ears, it isn't my friend. I know that's not exclusive to people in addiction. Lots of people struggle with their internal monologue and the things they tell themselves, our internal dialogue, how we talk to ourselves. But addicts we also have this piece that's called the disease of addiction that we have to fight with as well. So I'm going to be doing some thinking today while I'm resting. I slept until 5 this morning. It was glorious, man. I love that. But I also want to be healthy. I have not been as healthy as I need to be in the past, and I struggle with my weight. And so I want to keep those things in check also, because food is another piece of that addiction. It can become my next new obsession, trying to find that comfort in food, in things. And I have to remember that my comfort comes from the Lord. God is who can fulfill me. Really, because literally everything else in the world will let you down, can let you down. Doesn't always, but it can let you down. But for me, the only person that won't let me down, and that has always been faithful and always come through on everything that he says, is Christ. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just this morning's thoughts. So I'm going to be thinking about what my new routine is going to look like, and how that is going to play out, and what my content, I guess, is how that goes through. So anyway, I love you guys. My tagline is still going to be get out and do something, because it is important. Just don't let it run and rule your life like I can let it. Take some days off. It's okay to rest. It's okay to enjoy time with your family. It's okay to eat a bowl of ice cream. It's you just can't do that stuff every day. I can't eat one bowl of ice cream. I eat 2 bowls of ice cream. I eat it till it's gone. Anyway, so I love you guys. Thanks for listening to me, and I hope you have a blessed day. And remember, get out and do something.